And we are back here on the Bako Motorsports Power Hour. I'm Louis Amestoy, and I'm joined by Mike Griffith. And on the phone, the one and only Steve Hughes, or as Scott Cox likes to say, Stevie Hughes is on the line. Steve, are you there?
I am, guys. Good morning. Good morning, Mike. Great that you're there and I'm not. And Louis, always good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you, my friend. And you know, we were asking Griffith earlier in the show about, you know, some of the momentum you guys have coming out of the Winter Showdown, and you know, you've had a kind of a week or two to kind of, you know, think about it. And what are your expectations coming into this season?
Man, we haven't been really thinking about it. We've really, you know, capitalized on that momentum from the 2015 Winter Showdown, the inaugural race. I mean, it was such a big weekend for us, national attention. And, you know, it did take a little bit of time away, but I saw that as a positive with the momentum build going into our 2015 season. I think it's a great springboard to get us started when the big Napa weekend coming up for the K&N Pro Series West, Napa Auto Parts 150.
Let's talk about that for a second, because we got some great video you provided for us here about that K&N West event. What are your expectations for that event coming up?
Well, I'll tell you what, we at the very last minute decided not to call it the Greg Pursley 150, because that guy has been dominant.
Yeah.
You know, winning 2 out of the 3 races held here at Kern County Raceway for the K&N Pro Series West. But Napa has jumped on board. We're excited to have a title sponsor and a corporate sponsor, and talk about some changes with the K&N Pro Series West, with Hannah Newhouse, soon-to-be 18-year-old college freshman at Boise State, coming on board with Thompson Motorsports. Bill McAnally, celebrating his 25th anniversary with Napa Auto Parts, fielding 2 full-time teams in the West with Brandon McReynolds and Chris Eggleston. Jeff Jefferson and Jerry Pitts, man, 2 legendary Pro Series crew chiefs, basically bought Gene Price Motorsports and all that equipment and formed Jefferson Pitts Motorsports, and bringing in some young racers, Grayson Raz and Noah Gragson. I mean, just the field is going to be wide open this year, and you can never forget about Bob Brancati's team, the Sunrise Ford cars, with James Bickford, the young 16-year-old, and Ryan Partridge. He's about 24 years old, but a well-established pro late model driver. I'm telling you, the up-and-comers are going to start taking over. It's a youth movement in the K&N Pro Series West, and that's exciting to be on the ground floor of that and to see them start the season at KCRP.
Now, who will we see with some Bakersfield and Kern County ties here coming up in this race?
You know, I've got to call David Mayhew. I'm trying to snag that cat, you know, in the MMI Services number 17. That guy knows how to win races out here at Kern County Raceway Park. I'm going to snag him and hopefully pull him on my media tour the week leading into that race. So thanks for reminding me to call David Mayhew.
Yeah, there you go.
He's our guy. He's our hometown guy that we're looking forward to get a K&N Pro Series West win here at his hometown track.
As drivers, and Jerry Pitts is actually an Oildale guy. Was actually built some cars here as a longtime crew chief. He's crew chiefed on the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. So Jerry Pitts is Bakersfield raised and lives elsewhere now. But anything he's involved in is usually very stout. He was the crew chief for Greg Pursley the last couple of years, and we saw how Greg did.
Yeah, absolutely. Greg's been a constant winner, and then the 2014 champion of the K&N Pro Series West, going out on top. And then with Jerry Pitts and Jeff Jefferson taking over basically all that equipment from Gene Price, I think that those 2 young racers, Grayson Raz and Noah Gragson, are maybe the 2 to watch early on in the K&N Pro Series West season.
What is your expectation for the other class we're going to see on the Saturday night, the 28th, when the season opens?
Well, NASCAR late models have been our top division for the last 2 years, and we're expecting the same performance out of them. You know, with returning champion Brian Richardson and his cousin Eric Richardson going to probably do battle again. I understand that Eric is going to run every points race and battle for a championship. So everybody's got their targets set on those 2 red cars out in front. Now, guys like Cole Adamo and, of course, Buddy Shepard. We've got a new driver coming in a full-time ride with Oh, goodness gracious, for the DC's RV Center car. That is
Chris Dalton.
Chris Dalton, thank you so much. I had a little brain cramp there. So high expectations for that division this year. Maybe going to mix it up a little bit, maybe see those red cars not finishing out in front. And I think it's going to be a great season. But expectations are high for the NASCAR late models at KCRP.
Yeah.
And then with the NASCAR spec mods, expectations are high. We've had some time to kind of groom that class a little bit. Class has gotten better and better, and we're looking to see more car count in that division as well.
You've got the K&N race coming up on March 28th. Do you have any open testing sessions before then for any drivers?
Well, with the testing ban in NASCAR, I mean, that's from the Sprint Cup Series all the way down to the NASCAR K&N Pro Series West. You can't test. There is no testing at tracks. So
what about for your regular divisions?
Oh, for our regular divisions?
Yeah.
We got an open test coming up this weekend on Saturday, March 14th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The 8th mile and quarter mile divisions will practice in the morning, and with the half mile divisions practicing shortly after lunch.
Okay,
so we're excited about that, and that's gonna give us a better idea of what kind of car counts we'll see on the 28th.
What is your expectation for the biggest car count is going to be? Is it going to be, in that late model class or in spec mods or the different modified classes? What do you expect?
We've got a solid field in the NASCAR late models. Where I was surprised with our first two test days was the NASCAR Super Streets. I've seen several new cars out at the track, and that first test session in November on Valentine's Day, our Racer Appreciation Day, I saw 10 super stocks out there at the track, and there were more coming. So not just our regular runners, but there were 10 new cars. So I'm very surprised, pleasantly so, that those NASCAR super stocks are going to be a strong division this year.
Let's talk a little bit about the rest of the opening night. You got fireworks. You also have the spec mod class. And by the way, just so we know, we're clear, Chris Dalton has asked that Tom Mock never be allowed around him again after our media day session where Tom Mock tied Chris Dalton's pants into a knot.
Nice.
True story. True story.
Chris deserves that, and I'll just leave it at that.
Tell us a little bit more about the opening night weekend.
It's big for us. We're going to kick things off with Napa kickoff party at Chewy's on Rosedale Highway. We'll have NASCAR K&N Pro Series West drivers there. Their haulers will be there. Car show. It's going to be a lot of fun on that Thursday. And, Monday the 23rd kicks off NASCAR Week in Bakersfield. Mayor Harvey Hall was kind enough to declare the 23rd through the 29th NASCAR Week, in celebration of the Napa Auto Parts 150 and our other two divisions kicking off our 2015 season. We go on March 17th to get the proclamation from our county supervisors. So they're going to declare it NASCAR Week in Kern County as well. It'll kind of start with a media tour, start Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the kickoff party on Thursday, and then it's NASCAR practice on Friday. It being the first race, NASCAR is allowing the K&N Pro Series West drivers to practice that Friday night along with our NASCAR late models and NASCAR spec mods. And then Saturday, it's all about the pomp and circumstance of having a great touring division from NASCAR open their season right here in Bakersfield at KCRP.
All right. Hey, tell me just a couple more questions for you. We want to also talk about the Superfan season tickets here. But now that I'm thinking about it, you're still doing your thing with KUZZ, right? As far as your updates, when can we hear those on the radio?
Steve Hughes and the Motor News can be heard on KUZZ on Fridays and Mondays at 7:35. And basically, Friday is a preview of what's going on both nationally and locally for that weekend, and then Monday is the review from what happened over the weekend. So I cover, of course, NASCAR, Bakersfield Speedway, Famoso Raceway, Kern County Raceway Park. I also do the Supercross Series and anything else that pops up of local interest. But I get 2 minutes, so
2 minutes.
7:35. Yeah, I blast through it. I can tell you that. 7:35 on Friday and 7:35 on Monday on Bakersfield's Best Country.
Let me ask you this real quick because we didn't have you on earlier in the show, but give me your thoughts on Harvick and what he's accomplished so far.
It's what a great run. I mean, ending last year in 2014 with of course, the win to take his first championship, and then coming back in 15 with 2 second-place finishes, Daytona, Atlanta, and then winning in Las Vegas. Not just winning. I mean, the kid dominated in Vegas. I was there to watch that race, and it was so cool for me. You know, he'd gone 0 for 14, you know, and my first trip to Vegas in 10 years, and the guy wins the race and does it in dominating fashion. I thought Johnson had a shot until he hit the wall a couple of times, but the accomplishments and the momentum that they carried, Kevin Harvick's team carried from 2014 into this year, is nothing short of amazing.
Obviously, one of the best stories around. So, I mean, I just want to get your thoughts on that because it's kind of top of mind, kind of interesting, and then the added bonus, you're actually there in Vegas for that as well. Hey, tell us
so cool.
Tell us more about the Superfan season tickets.
Well, Superfan season tickets, I mean, it's a great deal. You get to pick your seat. That's what I love about it. It's a reserved seat, $299. That's it, out the door, $299. No extra added charges. Your first ticket is $299 for all 21 events. That's the K&N Pro Series West, our 2 SRL DC's RV Center 100 races, our King of the Wing George Snyder Classic in November, 4th of July, and then everything in the NASCAR Weekly Racing Series for less than what you would pay for a regular general admission ticket, $299 for the first one, and you're going to even save a little bit more if you buy multiple tickets. So I think it's like $297.50 if you buy multiples after that first one. So $299 for 21 races. That includes all the big stuff. I don't think you can beat that deal. It's less than $15 a ticket when you break it down over the entire season.
Well, it's a great opportunity for you to get out there to see some great racing, and we're looking forward to the opening night of Kern County Raceway Park. I will definitely be there. I will be there.
You better get that written in stone. Record that.
I will be there.
It's being recorded right now.
It is. I have a window of opportunity to see this thing. I can feel it right now between everything that's going on. It seems like every time I try to get out to a track, either I have my grandmother turning 93 or a baby's being born in the family.
Right.
I do have to go to a wedding in April. But I'm going to be out there March 28th. I'm looking forward to it. I had a great experience last weekend with the 2 openers at Bakersfield Speedway and Famoso, and I'm looking forward to seeing the Richardson's run. Looking forward to seeing the K&N West series. So a lot to look forward to.
Well, I got to ask Griff. Griff, what do you think the over and under on the amount of minutes Louis Amstoy will spend out here at Kern County Raceway on March 28th?
Oh, well, if he's a maniac like he can be, it'd be up there in, figure it out, 6-7 hours.
No way. What I'm thinking is, I mean, I'm taking the under at 2 hours. I'm taking the under at 2 hours. Yeah.
Okay, that's a good prediction. We'll see how we'll build that into the show. How long will Louis spend at Kern County Raceway Park?
Prove me wrong.
So, hey, you know what? If I have to interview anybody else out there, like James Vernon or anybody like that, it could be hours. You know, because if I'm with Griffith and they start talking about drywall or sheetrock, and then I know I'll be out there for hours.
Then it's all over. But hey, I do want to talk about our lowered ticket prices just for single race tickets as well. You know, it's $25 and it's $25 for reserve, $20 for general on the K&N, the SRL, and the King of the Wing series. 4th of July and all of our NASCAR Weekly Racing Series events, $20 for reserved and $15 for general admission. Now, kids, seniors, and active military, it doesn't matter what event you want to come to. It's only $10. Kids 5 and under are free. So we're really hoping to bring in some new race fans into 2015 out at Kern County Raceway.
Outstanding. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you next week, and look forward to getting some more insights into what's going on in the world of racing from Steve Hughes. We'll talk to you again next week, friend.
Thanks a lot. All right, thank you.
We'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
All right, so we'll take a quick break, a last break of the show, and then we'll be right back with wrapping up the third Bako Motorsports Power Hour of the season.